so many questions. But before that, do you remember 12th grade biology?
Oh my god, yes, because biology was my favorite subject. What are your doubts in it?
Do you remember this one chapter with like genes and recombination?
Ah, yes, biotechnology. It was my favorite subject. You know, I'm studying food science, right? So there is this common area of study between food science and biotechnology. I recently studied about it. It's called as genetically modified foods.
Oh wait, I've heard of it. Genetic modification alters the genetic machinery of living organisms like plants, animals, microbes, etc. Combining genes from different organisms is known as recombinant DNA technology, and the resulting organism is said to be transgenic.
Yeah, it's a highly dynamic field in today's world. So the principal transgenic crops which are grown commercially in field include insecticide and pesticide resistant crops of soybean, cotton, canola and corn. Other crops include a variety of sweet potato which is resistant to a virus that actually destroys most of the African harvest. So also there's this variety of rice with increased iron and vitamin content, especially vitamin A.
Also, there are bananas that produce human vaccines against infectious disease like hepatitis B, fishes that mature quickly, fruit and nut trees that ripe much earlier, and plants that produce new plastics with unique properties, and variety of others that are able to survive in extreme climatic conditions.
Yeah, lots of research continues to happen in this field. Just imagine if my plant A has a good yield and my plant B has a longer shelf life, I can combine both of these characteristics into a plant C which is of much better quality.
Fantastic! That provides us with so many opportunities, right? I'm sure there has been a significant progress too. The advantages of GM foods is a huge list.
Yes, because experts are also working on developing foods that have the ability to alleviate certain disorders and diseases.
GM foods are useful in controlling the occurrence of diseases. These also grow much faster than the traditional foods.
So greater productivity equals to a greater amount of food and thus more food for our growing populations.
Even further, these crops can be grown in unfavorable conditions like droughts. And guess what? They are made chemical free and are eco-friendly.
So despite being so advantageous, why is it that GM foods do not have a real market presence?
Everything man-made has its own problems, right? Similarly comes the pros and cons. Do you want to know what they are?
Yes, sure. But one thing that I can think of is very obvious. The risk. There is no guarantee for safety, right? Anything else apart from that?
Besides, as these foods are new inventions, not much is known about their long-term effects on human beings. So much people prefer to stay away from them.
So because of which certain manufacturers do not actually mention on the label that these foods have been developed by genetic manipulation. That is not a good practice. They do this because they think it will affect their sales.
Also, many people are not comfortable with the idea of transferring animal genes into plants and vice versa.
Experts are also of the opinion that with an increase in such kind of foods, the developing countries would actually start depending on the industrial countries for the food production because they are most likely to control all of these in the times to come. That also hinders economic developments.
In relevance, golden rice is the best example for GM foods. It involves insertion of genes of plants, both maize and daffodils, and a soil bacterium to create a grain enriched with vitamin A.
I have heard that in our country, India, only one GM crop has been approved for commercial cultivation. Do you know which one?
BT cotton is it?
Yeah. The thing is, no GM food crop has ever been approved in our country. However, confined trials for at least 20 GM crops have been allowed.
It is definitely a controversial topic, weighing both the resounding possibility of hunger-free world and the possibility of long-term health adversities.
As part of good manufacturing practices, it has been made compulsory that if a food is genetically modified, it has to be mentioned on the label.
Look out for these indications next time you head to the grocery store. But speaking of the future,
only time and research can answer our question.
So what do you think?
Are GM foods going to be the face of our future?
Tell us your thoughts in the comment section.
Like, share and subscribe to M.O.P. Much.
Thank you for watching.